I am concerned about the prospect of demonstrations getting out of hand. I am concerned about the possibility of violence. So I think we have to be concerned about things getting out of hand, very definitely, but there will be a lot of security and a lot of preparation in place.
There is no place in America that will be so tightly controlled and locked down next week than Cleveland and the Republican National Convention. Even before this recent attack in Nice, concerns over safety have kept experts and law enforcement up at night seeking to ensure they've thought of everything. And I would wager to say they had already considered the possibility of someone driving a truck at high speeds in restricted areas. Let's discuss this and more. Let's turn to Cleveland. The Newsmax chief Washington correspondent who will be manning our control at the convention next week, John Gizzi, returns to the hard line. John, let's get right to work here. That was Jay Johnson talking about being very concerned about the possibility of violence. I know earlier in the week when we talked to you, you said that you felt safe. What have you seen and what is the general consensus in Cleveland as we now take Nice into consideration as to how difficult it may be next week?
People still feel generally safe, and I've noticed something, Ed. There is a confidence in the local police, in Cleveland's finest, that you don't see in every city in America. But they have been relatively scandal-free for 80 years. Their efficiency has been widely praised, and this all goes back to a plan that was crafted by and remains intact by the then public safety director in the late 30s, Elliot Ness. Taking it to today, Cleveland's finest are backed up by nearly 2,700 police from other cities. And yes, they have considered just what terrorists would do. A Nice would not happen, or is very unlikely to happen, because they've sketched out plans for this. When I'm broadcasting to you next weekend, you'll hear a lot of helicopters overhead, because there's going to be a lot of patrolling with copters.
About 90 seconds to go here. The RNC Rules Committee has rejected the conscience clause. It's what the Never Trump people said that they were going to go ahead, push through, get a vote. It will not happen. It was defeated on a voice vote. The Never Trump people swear they're going to take this to the floor. This sounds like a big fight coming, John. What do you see coming out of this?
Well, pardon me, the emperor has no clothes. I listened to the Never Trump people, the Free the Delegates movements, all of these disparate organizations, my friend Liz Mayer, who has her awesome America Super PAC. And when it comes to the delegates who are at this convention, 1,237 elected active Republicans, there's no there there. It showed in the very placid performance that they got late last night when the effort to change the rules at the last minute was beaten into the ground. As David Norcross of New Jersey, counsel to the Rules Committee, said, it was like trying to give a losing team a fifth quarter. It's just not going to happen. It didn't happen during the preliminaries this week, and it won't happen during the main event next week.
Kendall Unruh, the Colorado delegate, swore that she had 28 votes. They didn't show up. We have mystery afoot. And a reminder that John is going to be there all week next week, our live coverage right from Cleveland, where we bring you everything that will happen on the convention floor. I'll invite you also to read John's continuing coverage at Newsmax.com. He'll keep you updated. We'll do it here as well. John, thanks so much for joining us, my friend. Stay safe. Okay, the pick of Pence, the begging for bucks, the silliness of surveys. It's all coming together here as we find out what's going to happen next week, but also find out more about what is it about Mike Pence that makes him the perfect choice for Donald Trump and the Republicans? Next on The Hardline.